DC has always been recognized as the best when it comes to animated movies. Among so many already released since 1993, Warner Bros. Has been surprising us with their comic book adaptations, sometimes positively, other times negatively. Today is the day to choose here on the channel the top 10 animated DC movies, so stay until the end of the video to check if you agree with my list, or take it as a recommendation if you haven't watched any of them yet. Before we start, I just want to say that I will leave out animations like Batman, The Dark Knight Returns, Batman, Year One, and others that are faithful adaptations of the comics but are not better than the original work. This top 10 is about animations that had their own developed story, or in the case of some here, adapt a comic almost faithfully but are better than the original work because they had some improvements. 10. Batman and Superman, Battle of the Super Sons. This animation was released in 2022. On his birthday, Jonathan Kent discovers that his father is Superman and that he himself possesses latent superpowers. He also meets the legendary Dark Knight and the current Wonder Boy, Damian. But when the two boys are forced to come together to protect their loved ones from a hostile alien force, Starro, will they become the super sons they should be? This is a good animation. I really like the interaction between John and Damian, and it's also worth mentioning that Starro was the first villain of the Justice League in the comics, and that, in my opinion, worked very well here in this movie. 9. Teen Titans, Trouble in Tokyo. Screened on September 15, 2006 on Cartoon Network. The plot involves the Titans looking for a criminal named Brushagun, who is said to be a myth by all the Japanese, while focusing on Robin and Starfire, finally revealing their feelings for each other. This film is very fun, and also serves as a good closing for the animated series from the 2000s. Like the series, it has a very nice story, great interactions between the Titans, as well as good action scenes. It's here that Robin and Starfire finally start dating, definitely worth watching. 8. Justice Society, World War II. As he rushes to help in an unexpected fight, the Flash breaks through the barriers of time and ends up stopping in the middle of World War II. It is there that Flash meets Wonder Woman and her super secret team, known as the Justice Society of America. Perhaps this movie deserved to be higher on this top 10, but I still prefer the ones higher on the list. However, it cannot be denied that this animation is very good, probably the best thing ever done involving the Tomorrowverse. If you haven't watched it yet, you should because it's really worth it. 7. Justice League Dark, Apocalypse War. The Justice League has always been the first and last line of defense for Earth, but with the imminent arrival of Darkseid and the horrors of war that he will bring, everything is about to change. With time running out, the Justice League will need, like never before, all of its members and powers. But even the most powerful superheroes in the world, including the new member, John Constantine, may not have a chance against Darkseid's legions. Witness the most shocking battle in the DC universe, where survival itself is already a victory. This animation is part of the universe of animations based on the New 52 of the comics, being an intense conclusion. Here, I would say it was DC's Infinity War, where actions really have consequences. John Constantine shines in this movie, and because the consequences are very intense, you fear for the life of the heroes throughout the movie. This is my 7th placement. 6. Batman, Assault on Arkham. Released in 2014 and part of the original films of the DC Universe animated. The story is based on the universe of the Batman, Arkham video game and is a direct sequel to Batman, Arkham Origins. In Gotham City, the Riddler obtains secret information from a task force and threatens to make it public. Before Amanda Waller can capture him, the villain is arrested by Batman and imprisoned in Arkham Asylum. While Waller assembles the Suicide Squad, formed by supervillains, to invade the place and get the Riddler's information, Batman needs to find a bomb implanted by the Joker. Batman doesn't have a major role in this movie, it's more of a Suicide Squad animation than a Batman one. This one should definitely not be missing when it comes to the best DC animations. The Suicide Squad nowadays may be the unluckiest team, as most of the adaptations made are not good. Except for James Gunn's Suicide Squad, this squad went wrong in other media besides comics, and even though the 2021 movie was good, I still think this is the best thing involving Suicide Squad apart from the comics. It's curious that this animation is part of the Arkham series, but in the games, it was forgotten, not even being mentioned at any point throughout the entire series. However, it's very good and worth a watch. 5. The Death of Superman. Released in 2018. It is based on the story of the same name from DC Comics, which tells the battle between Superman and Doomsday. An asteroid crosses the atmosphere, falls into the ocean, and brings with it an unbeatable force called Doomsday. With innocent lives threatened and cities under attack, the Justice League rushes to face this threat, but no one is a match for the creature. Superman is Earth's last hope in this battle. Another animation that is part of the universe based on the New 52 here in the top 10. This film is very good, it lives up to the comic, and in some things, I think it's even better than the original story, such as the formation of the Justice League, which in the comic was different. Already in this animation, it's the classic members we are used to seeing. The action scenes are incredible, you truly feel the threat of the enemy throughout the battles, and at the same time, it develops the romantic relationship between Clark Kent and Lois Lane in a way that you can't help but be moved, especially at the moment when our hero sacrifices himself to stop the threat. Without a doubt, it is one of the best animated movies from DC. 4. Lego Batman Movie. Extremely egocentric, Batman leads a lonely life as Gotham City's hero. Despite this, he really enjoys being a celebrity and the fact that he is always called by the police when a problem arises, which he inevitably solves. When Commissioner Gordon retires, his daughter Barbara Gordon takes over, wishing to implement some efficiency methods so that the police are not so dependent on Batman. The hero, of course, doesn't like the idea, even though he feels a strong attraction to Barbara. Meanwhile, the Joker devises a plan against the Dark Knight motivated by the fact that he does not recognize him as his greatest archenemy. Maybe I'm stirring up another controversy here regarding the position of this film on the top 10, but even so, I couldn't leave it out of the list, as it is an excellent animation, and for many, it is the best Batman movie. It's a lot of fun, the jokes are funny, it references several of the most emblematic versions of Batman and other works of pop culture. It's really very good. Before we go to the top 3, if you want to stay informed about everything happening in DC and Marvel, and want to receive daily videos about our favorite heroes, leave a like in the video and subscribe to the channel, so you support us to keep bringing content to you. Now let's move on to the 3 best DC animations. 3. Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker. It is the 3rd full-length film in the DC animated universe. It is the only full-length release from the Batman Beyond animated series and reveals the fate of one of Batman's most notorious villains in the past, the Joker. The film starts with the shocking discovery of the Joker who had supposedly been killed decades ago. The plot unfolds with Terry McGinnis uncovering secrets from Bruce Wayne's past while facing off against the resurrected Joker in Neo Gotham. This is another case of an animation that cannot be left out of the top 10, it is truly very good. The flashback moment involving Tim Drake is eerie and noteworthy, in addition to serving as the last appearance of some characters from Batman the Animated Series, such as the Joker and Harley Quinn, for example. 2. Batman, Under the Red Hood. Released directly to video in 2010, the movie is based on the story arc of the same name, published from Batman 635 to issue 650. Red Hood appears in Gotham City sweeping criminals off the streets with the same skill and efficiency as Batman. But a great mystery surrounds this killer, and Batman will have to confront old fears to unravel it. This animation cannot be missing from any top involving Batman animations or even from DC, it is an excellent animation. There are few cases where an adaptation surpasses the original work, and here we see this happen, as the screenwriter of the animation was Judd Winnick, the same writer of the comics. Here in the movie, the writer had total freedom to make changes compared to the original work, as in the comics there were several editorial inclusions such as Superboy Prime punching reality. All the excess that was in the comic was removed, and the animation excelled because of it. If you haven't watched it yet, don't waste time and go watch Batman, Under the Red Hood. In the first place, it couldn't be anything other than Batman, Mask of the Phantasm. Released in 1993 in theaters, the story shows the return of Andrea Beaumont, an old girlfriend of Bruce Wayne, to Gotham City, along with the arrival of a vigilante who begins to eliminate mafia bosses in the city. While the major gangsters of Gotham City are being murdered by this new mysterious vigilante, whose secret identity is linked to the past of Bruce Wayne's ex-fiancée, Batman needs to prove not only that he is innocent of the deaths but also to defend the city from the maniac Joker. This animation cannot not be the best DC animation released since then. Many also choose it as the best Batman movie. It is truly incredible, not only for its quality, but when you delve into the behind the scenes, you will be surprised by the quality that the creative team delivered in such a short time. Warner Brothers' idea was to release the film directly to home video. However, they changed their minds and released it directly in theaters. The creative team had only 1 year and a low budget to accomplish this difficult task. The animation serves as if it were the year one of the Batman animated series, referencing Frank Miller's Batman, Year One comic, but taking its own directions, and with totally intertwined character developments. It is a fantastic work that deserves a whole video commenting only on it. The top 2 in this top 10 must have been expected by many, and undoubtedly many other good animations must have been left out of the list. It is really difficult to choose only 10. The animations that are faithful adaptations to the comics, I left out, but they are certainly great films. But now I want to know your opinion. What is your top 10 DC animated movies? Do you agree with any of these on my list? Write in the comments, leave a like if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you can always stay informed about everything about DC and Marvel. Support us by subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much to those who stayed until the end of the video. See you later.